Yup. What up, my good people? Jesus. In the YouTube world, you already know what it is. It's your boy B, right? Back up at you cats with another video. And did you cats miss me, man? Did you cats miss me? My last video up here was Friday. As y'all know, it was President's Day on Monday. So it was no work. We did not do this walk. Tuesday is my telecommute day. And Wednesday, I'm right back up at you cats, man. And look at it. It's gorgeous out here. No, we did not get more snow, but we got the fog out here looking real good. And it's still snow on the ground because we did not get any rain. And the weather has still been less than 30, my people. Less than 30. So it's still going to be snow on these grounds, my people. Still going to be snow on these grounds. I got a couple of announcements for you. We got a pretty good episode lined up. I went to Philly over the weekend. We're going to briefly speak about that trip, speak about some of the things that I noticed about Philly versus New York. I hate that everything has to go back into that, but we use frames of references here. Frames of references. And the only city that I've lived in is New York. So that's all we can compare it to. Somebody on the check-in, they said, good morning. Big Rob on the check-in. She said, good morning. Good morning, Robin. Good morning, morning. Yes, sir. When you step in, hit that like button. If this is something that you like. And what is this, my people? What is this? I'm just a brother walking to work every single day, talking about his life, man. If something I say strike you the right way, or even strike you the wrong way, drop a comment section. Let me know where you're coming in from, and let me know what you're doing for the day, how your day is lining up, my people. So, like I said, I'm going to talk about my trip to Philly. We also going to keep that 10% going where we speak about health, we speak about work, and I'm going to try to get to that Ghostface Killah album that I told you cats about, Supreme Clientele, which is one of my top hip hop albums, man. I don't like to get into numbers. I did that last week, speaking about soul food, talk about top fives and top tens. We're not gonna do that. Because what you're gonna notice is that I may talk about 30 albums and all of them gonna be in my top five. Or I talk about 6 artists, 7 artists, and all of them gonna be top 3. So we're not gonna put names on them. We're not gonna put numbers on them. You dig? We're just gonna talk about them in general. You dig? So first thing we speak about is that health. The health is good, man. Taking all my shots. I feel good. I wake up in the morning feeling right. So we're gonna move past that. Only thing I can say is that I need to start making my doctor's appointments, man. You know, endocrinologist, we need to do that. Definitely get into my skin doctor, all of that other type of stuff. Next, we're gonna speak about work. And work, man, damn, yo. 17 people in the check-in, my people, 17 people in the check-in. Hit that like button if this is something that you're into. Again, I'm just a brother walking to work every day, telling y'all about the things that's going on in the life. Now, we got some people in the check-in. Somebody said, you in New York? Somebody says, it's almost night in our country, but good morning. Okay, somebody asked me if I'm in New York. Yes, I am in New York, man. Freeport, New York. Long Island, my people. Freeport, New York. Long Island, Nassau County. Somebody said it's almost night in our country, but good morning. Thank you, good morning. What country are you coming from? What country are you coming from? My boy in the check-in, I gotta get my man thing, Tailwater 1105. He put another sign up with a question mark. I do not know what that is, man. I don't know what it is. You like the third person to be putting these signs up, but I don't know. Somebody said they are in Buffalo, New York, Erie County. Somebody's in South Africa. That's what's up. Shout out to my people in Buffalo. What's up, Buffalo? My people upstate. My people upstate. I never been to Buffalo or Albany or Utica. None of those places up there. I always did want to go. I saw this classic movie, man. I forgot the name of it, but I think these cats was in Buffalo, man. It was crazy. Yo. That was a crazy hood movie. It was mad low budget, but it was a good story, man. I forgot what is the name of it, but I believe they was in Buffalo, one of those places upstate. Somebody said they coming from South Africa. Shout out to the people in South Africa. Yes, sir, South Africa. Let me ask you, man, you believe that Nelson Mandela passed away in prison? You believe Nelson Mandela passed away in prison? I don't believe it, man. But I guess that's where they got that Mandela effect from, right? I do kind of remember some stuff saying that Nelson Mandela died, man. When I was a kid, I think I do remember them putting that in the newspaper, man. Then all of a sudden he came out to become president. And I remember that. But shout out to the great Nelson Mandela, man. Y'all know I'm into boxing. I seen some of his videos when he was younger. And I'm like, Nelson Mandela wasn't no joke, son. He was a straight, he looked like he had hands and he'd knock you out. Word up. Somebody said, I agree. BSF, what that mean? Agree, big BSF. Somebody said, my stepdad from the Bronx, Co-op City. Shout out to the people in the BX. Yes, shout out to the Bronx, man. The Bronx. Yeah, we kind of far, not too far from the Bronx, about over the bridge, about an hour drive away, not too far. Bronx, what they say about the Bronx. I think sometimes the Bronx get a bad rap. Bronx do have some parts that's kind of crazy, but overall, I think the Bronx get a bad rap, you know what I mean? Everybody in the Bronx ain't bad. Somebody said, bring an American. Somebody said, being an American must be nice. Somebody said, being American must be nice. Why would you say that? Let me know how you feeling about America, man. I love America, but it's so many people in our politics out here that have absolutely nothing to do with it, man. You got people in Taiwan speaking about American politics, yo. It's crazy, man. I just be like, damn, yo, leave us alone. Let us live. You dig? So let's get into work real quick. Work is going great again. Today, I'm going in. My manager called me last night, and he was like, yo, I need you to do a deep dive, my brother. Do a deep dive. And what a deep dive means is to get into all of these topics. So, like I said, y'all know I work in transportation. One of these companies, they want more trips. And whenever they ask me for more trips or the company for more trips, what my manager will ask me to do is look at their data and make sure that everything they say that they're doing on the road is exactly what they're doing. Meaning drivers ain't in two places at once, that they out here doing the service the way that they supposed to do the service according to the contract. I won't get into that. My people won't get into all of it. Somebody said, I got people in River Park Towers. You got the people in the projects and the P's. What up? I love the Bronx, man. The Bronx started hip hop, And I'm going to speak about that Ghostface album if we get a chance. Somebody else in the check-in said, y'all still got snow? It's all melted in Western New York? Yeah, that's my man from Buffalo. It's all melted up there, word? All melted? Yeah, it's been cold, and we ain't getting any rain, so it's still out here. Definitely still out here. And it's foggy, and I just like the way that look, man. I really like the way that look, So yeah, I went to Philly this weekend. Shout out to my people. Somebody said Douglas. All right, Douglas. Shout out to my people out there in Philly. Took a trip to Philly, man, and I really like Philly. I really, really, really like Philly. First thing I noticed about Philly versus New York, and if we're speaking about Manhattan, I'm not going to speak about the Bronx or Brooklyn or Queens and places like that. We'll just keep it Manhattan. And Manhattan is a very mixed city. What I mean is that you'll see people of all different types of backgrounds and religions, everything out there in Manhattan. But the part of Philly I went to, I think it was North Philly. The place I went to in North Philly, I believe it was South Street over there. It wasn't a lot of it wasn't a lot of mixing. So I basically saw a lot of black people. Majority of people over there were black. I did see a few white people. The area was definitely mixed, my people. And what I mean by that, somebody said, shout out to my SS in NY City, 222 Sun going. Oh, man, I'm over here bugging, kid. I can't even read, man. My eyes is tripping. I said, shout out to my SS in New York City, Tufu Sir Gang. All right. I don't know what that means, my brother, but shout out to your people, man. Shout out to your people. Somebody said, shout out to the folks in Kingston. Yes, sir. Shout out to the people in Kingston. I went over there. Kingston and Philly. Word up. But I'm going to tell y'all about it. We're going to get over there. We're going to get to that part. So the place I went to in South Street, they had the Philly cheese spot out there. And they put these chopped cheeses to shame, my people. If you like a chopped cheese, you go to Philly. You're going to love you a Philly cheesesteak, man. I got the whiz cheese put up on there. And it was delicious, man. I didn't even know I was hungry. I thought I had a small appetite. But I started eating that thing, man. Finished the whole joint, finished the whole thing. But I will tell you, them things are greasy, kid. If you health conscious, if you don't want all that oil up in your system, man, that's definitely not something you can indulge on every single day. But, I mean, it was tasty, kid. That was one of the best Philly cheesesteaks I ever had, or something similar. I got no onions on it, just straight up the whiz cheese with the steak, man. It was delicious. Somebody said, working man early. Early bird gets the worm. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Early bird gets the worm. You already know what it is. That's how I live my life, you know? So, yeah, it was good, man. The food was definitely good out there. I didn't go to any fine restaurants, anything like that, but it was just normal. The next thing I did out there was went on a tour. It was a night tour, my people, a night tour. And it was freezing and raining. So I'm getting wet. The tour guide telling us interesting stories about some of the history out there in Philadelphia. And shout out to Philly, man. Philly got so much history, my people. There is so much history. I'm talking about with the founding fathers and the people who actually founded this country that we call America, North America, United States of America. It was nice, man. It was nice looking at the Liberty Bell. It was nice seeing just different types of people, which goes back to what I was telling you about the neighborhood out there in on South Street. You know, New York, we get a lot of different people too, but I mean, there was, you know, men dressed up like women out there, you know? Men dressed up like women out there, and it was nothing. Like, everybody was just walking around. Nobody was saying anything about it. They had, like, the grunge, if that's the correct word, the grunge style, with the leather jackets and things like that. That was their style. A lot of people, like gothic, the black lipstick, things like that. It was kind of cool. It was different than what I'm used to, and, you know, it was cool. So another thing about Philly, what I noticed is that the place is like kind of small. And when I say small, they don't do it as big as New York, man. So New York, we build vertically. Out there, the buildings are not as big. There's not as many people. And there's times straight up in the daytime where it sounds like this, like Freeport, Long Island. Like, listen. This is exactly how it sounded in Philly, like eerily. Somebody said, Panther Party in Philly too, brother. Somebody said the Black Panther Party is in Philly. Yes, sir. Definitely know that. Definitely know the Black Panther Party is definitely in Philly. And I'm going to get into that. I'm definitely going to get into the soul that I felt in Philly, you know. Some of my best artists that I like is from Philly. Y'all know Questlove, The Roots is from out there in Philly. My boy Bilal, who is one of my favorite R&B artists. He's from Philly, one of the most soulful brothers in the game. Jill Scott, she's from Philadelphia. We got great boxers from Philadelphia like B-Hop. William Joppy is from Philly. Whole bunch of people. I definitely wanted to go over there to where they're from, but I couldn't go. Gilly is from Philly. Beanie Siegel from Philly. These some of the people I love. And they're definitely characters. I like it. You know, Cassidy, he's from Philly. Battle rappers I know from Philly. Easy the Block Captain. Like, they kill him. Freeway. Like, these cats is all from Philly. And Philly, it was cool. You know what I mean? Definitely cool. Like I said, I saw a lot of black people, man, out there. A lot of black people holding different positions, damn near every position. And that's a little bit different from Manhattan, like I was telling you guys from before. And it's soulful out there. Whole bunch of weed spots. Definitely, son. I'm walking down the block. All I smell is weed, man. You know? But the people talk to you. They have conversations with you. You have a bunch of people similar to me, so I felt like home. And when I say similar to me, what I'm talking about is like my style, sound kinda like a hip-hop style, but not gangster. Like a hip-hop style where they'll talk to you where you could start up a conversation and just talk about normal, regular stuff, man. People wasn't really fronting too much, you know? Definitely wasn't fronting too much. And I also noticed that in Philly, it seemed like the businesses actually take pride in their craft as opposed to New York. Out here in New York, man, it seemed like everyone trying to get a quick buck. They putting up stores that don't really, you know, like New York is known for their bagels. There's so many whack-ass bagel spots out here in New York, man. People just coming up trying to make a little bit of money, putting up a bagel spot, not even really putting their heart into it. Stuff like that, man. You know, the Uber drivers out here in New York be bugging. They don't even have bags. Like, it's crazy. The craziest thing, man, is like in New York, everybody seemed to be trying to just rush to get a buck. But out in Philly, it seemed like they actually take some time and they care. You know what I mean? They take some time and they care. And I like that. And, you know, being from New York and known for bagels, like, I went to a bagel spot out there on South Street. It was probably one of the best bagels I've had in my lifetime. It's like your grandmama, somebody was out there making it fresh. You know what I mean? Making it fresh. And that's one of the differences I most definitely noticed about Philly. And we got some people on the check-in said, gang, y'all need Tim Horton. We got Tim Hortons out. The real store, you know what I mean? I'm sure if I went to the store, it'd be much better. It's like a Starbucks that they put inside the airport. I doubt it's gonna be the quality of a real Starbucks. So yeah, we got Tim Hortons, but it ain't the real Tim Hortons. Somebody said, damn, okay. Somebody said, New York. Yes, sir, New York is in the building. Y'all know I represent New York. Y'all know that. You feel me? But I will go back to Philly again. Y'all know I've been on my Eastern tour. Where I'm visiting all the cities close to me. We did Boston, Philly. I just did. Next, we going to Bmore, son. Next, I'm going to Bmore. I'm going to Bmore next, my people. And I know Bmore got some stories. I've been through Baltimore before, but I never actually chilled out there. But that's going to be next. And after Baltimore, I'm going to flip the whole script on y'all. And guess where we going after Baltimore, my people? I'm straight up going to Detroit. Yes, sir. Your boy B is going to be in Detroit. I'm gonna hit up Detroit, man. Now, you know, Detroit is calling my name, my people. The D is calling my name, son. That sound kind of crazy, but Detroit is calling my name. So I'm gonna head out to Detroit after Philly, you know? We're gonna hit Philly, and then we're gonna go to Detroit. Somebody on their check-in, somebody said, ew, Starbucks. Another one said, we got real Tim Hortons. I'm sure you do. Somebody said, they're on every corner. Like the crack houses. You crazy. He said, come to Buffalo. We have celebrity crackheads. You tripping, man, you tripping. But, you know, I haven't thought about Buffalo. I haven't thought about upstate. I will do it, man, Utica and all them spots. Somebody said, shout out to Jimmy Fallon, you heard? Shout out to Jimmy Fallon. Jimmy Fallon, he from Buffalo? Jimmy Fallon from Buffalo. I did like the Buffalo Bills growing up, you know what I mean? Jim Kelly was my boy. Redman had a line. He was like, the way I kick, you swear that Jim Kelly was in this mother effer. And I'm thinking he talking about the football player, Jim Kelly, the quarterback. And I'm like, what? He ain't no punter. But I guess I had to get older because this was like when I was like 12 and I knew nothing about those black flips from the 70s, you know what I mean? Jim Kelly. I didn't know about Jim Kelly back then, but I do now. And that was the ill-ass line from Redman, you know? I was going to get into this What's the Name album, the Ghostface album, but I don't think I'm gonna be able to because I gotta catch this train in 7 minutes. We're gonna see how far we could get. But I'm up out here, man. Thank everybody for the check-in. Shout out to my people in Buffalo. After Detroit, I may hit up Buffalo, man. I may go up to Buffalo, all them spots, Albany, Binghamton. My sister lives in Schenectady, so I definitely gotta go up there, go check her, you know? But we out of here. Shout out to Benny. Shout out to Benny. He said, I stumbled. He said, I sub. Thank you, sub back. I got you, my brother. I'm a sub back. But we up out here, man. Thank you, cats, for checking in. I'm almost by the train station, so we got to get up out of here, man. I keep putting Ghostface Killer album off. We're going to speak about that maybe on my way from work today. But peace out, man. I love y'all. Yeah.